God is at work. And I had occasion to be reminded that even when it doesn't seem that way, God is still working. A little bit earlier this week, you see, I received a letter from a pastor who leads a church not far from Jacksonville, Florida. He told me of a time that he and his new bride were attending Asbury Seminary in Wilmore, Kentucky in 1977. It was a place where they held in the spring every year a Christian music festival. They present the gospel with preachers. They present what was then the early versions of contemporary Christian music. Have young people attend from all over the Midwest. But he wrote to me that in 1977, they had decided at the seminary to discontinue the event. But he and his new bride felt called to do the work. He wrote to me and said that several friends told us that it would be very hard on our new marriage and that we shouldn't do it. But he said we answered the call. We gathered a few other seminarians to help us, and they worked a whole year to arrange the event in the spring of 1978. And then he said, then the night came, the culminating evening on Saturday night, where he and his new bride were walking through the camp area. It was raining. They were disappointed. They thought it all had been for naught. And then he said, and that's because I didn't know that that night, a future vice president of the United States of America would be giving his life to Jesus Christ. He wrote to me, I cannot write this without tears. And I could not read it without tears. Because I remember that night, sitting on a hillside. It was raining. And it was like I heard the words for the first time. That God so loved the world that he sent his only begotten Son, that whoever might believe in him might not perish, but have eternal life. And I stood up and I walked down that night, not out of a sense of intellectual assent, because my heart was broken with gratitude for what had been done for me on the cross. I'm working on a letter to that pastor, which I will not be able to write without tears. And I'm simply going to say to him and his wife, now I know who else to thank for that night so many years ago.